If I see one more woman blaming a woman who's been victimized or abused in any way, in any type of relationship, talking about, it's because you ignore the red flags, I'm going to set it off. Whoever, wherever, whenever, they going to get this work. Welcome back to my channel, baby loves. This is Keisha from Earth to Keisha. And I am here with another video talking about something that has a little bee in my bonnet, okay? They done pissed me off. So today I want to talk about red flags. I was reading some posts. Actually, it doesn't even matter the specific person because I've read a million posts like this. Oh, you women have to learn to see the red flags. It's because you women overlook the red flags. And a lot of it is victim blaming, victim shaming, right? Like you've been in an abusive relationship. You seek out violent partners. Really? You're giving narcissist. You're giving narcissist when you're telling a woman who has been abused that, it's just because you're stupid. So let's rewind. Let's go back in time and let's talk about why a woman might land in a place like this. Have we ever considered the fact that since we're, born, we essentially are taught that our boundaries and our comfort, not really a priority, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're a woman who doesn't have much cream in her coffee, if you understand what I'm saying. You're black, and I mean blackety black, and I mean brown and dark brown and darker brown and deeper brown and cocoa and ebony and mahogany and coal black, okay? Especially when you are black and big. Let's talk about it. Y'all want to talk about it? Whole lives, we are told, like, you can have some preferences, like you can want a little bit, but all that extra stuff that you're trying to do, that's really not for you. That's for the dream girls. That's for the baby hair brigade. That's for the racially ambiguous women. That's for the white girls. That's for whoever else. And I'm not picking on them because they get treated like crap too. They do. So I am not picking on them. This isn't a separatist conversation. It's really about womanhood. I'm just saying, when you add, the more factors you add on, the less people care about your preferences. You know, when you're little, it's like, these socks are uncomfortable. Wear them anyway. When you're on the playground, oh, he pushed me. It's because he likes you. When you're at the family function, this person makes me uncomfortable, like I ain't really trying to deal with them like that. Why are you acting funny? It goes on and on and on and on. And you're basically taught from day one, abandon yourself, sis. Other people's comfort and making sure that other people feel good and that other people are cool with the way they're moving, regardless of how it makes you feel, that just is the name of the game. That's what we're taught. So when those things are ingrained in you in your early childhood, really your entire adolescence, and you become an adult and carry those things with you, is it really like, I didn't see the red flags? Or is it, y'all have taught me to ignore red flags my entire life? Self-abandonment is something that not only are we taught to do, but we are positively rewarded for quite literally all the time, right? At least when I was growing up, you heard so much about the girl who was chill, the girl who, she's just simple, she doesn't want a whole lot, we love her. Here's another thing. She's so mature for her age when you're a little kid. That's something that I got all the time. And as an adult, I realized that what was being praised as maturity was really just being praised for being someone who was able to behave like they didn't have feelings. That's what it comes down to. Because when someone says, oh, she's mature for her age, or he's mature for his age, to a little kids are by definition not mature. They're immature. That's the whole point. So when you're constantly praised for being mature, it's really just like, she don't get too excited. She's not super goofy. When something bothers her, she doesn't cry and throw a fit. When she gets angry, she doesn't start slapping people around or screaming and yelling and stomping. That's what they mean when you're so mature for your age. You're not expressive. is what they mean. And you pick that up and you learn that and you internalize that. I did. This is not to blame anyone, by the way. I'm just telling the story as I lived it. So you learn to take the things that you feel and not really express them to other people, right? That translates when you're in a romantic relationship too. Like, that makes me uncomfortable, but yeah, I'll just keep it to myself. I didn't really like that, but it's not that big of a deal, right? Like, because we don't make a big deal about stuff. We're the chill girl. We're chill. I'm chill. And you kind of get put into this good girl box. And when you're put into the good girl box, it's really hard to come out of the good girl box. And I remember being younger, being the good girl. Now, don't get me wrong, when it came to my parents, I was able to be myself. So they, they weren't buying all the good girl stuff, but in the world and abroad, okay? Because I was in the good girl box, I had to be meek and mild and quiet and timid and not say too much, not rock the boat. When I did, I was essentially brutalized for it, right? Because it's like, whoa, that ain't you. And I had a few moments when I acted out of character because my true emotions came out. And I remember punishing myself almost, like feeling really badly about myself. Not about my actions, but about myself when I would kind of come out of character. Again, did I ignore red flags? Did we ignore red flags? Or did I just go with the indoctrination that was given to me that... What's a red flag, really? Because no one cares about how you feel anyway. Secondly, I know that you ladies are making your living selling courses online in this day and age, but back in those days, no one was really giving the girls the game like that. You know, I didn't really have an older sister, and then the older girls that I was around, they were not forthcoming about the things that they were in because they too were pretending to be good girls, to be honest. So nobody was really putting me up on game. Nobody was really teaching me that, like, you know, I know that where you come from, honesty and integrity is valued, but there are a lot of people in this world who are not raised like that and don't necessarily hold those personal beliefs, and they will look you dead in your eye and lie. That one still shocks me, like, to this day. Even after all that I have experienced, the fact that people are out here living double lives, the fact that people are out here like using their words to convince other people that this reality exists, and the way that they live their lives on a day-to-day basis is quite literally the opposite of what they're saying. That one still blows my mind to this day. I'm trying to grasp it. But it's just like the paradigm is so foreign to me that people just make up stuff and lie. It's hard for me to grasp. So when people say, like, you should be smarter, like you gotta be sharp, you gotta be smart, I'm like, I mean, I know how to write an essay. You know, I know how to figure out a pretty complex math equation, but people not being who they say they are, that one really blindsided me, because I come from a place where people are real and people are authentic, people are genuine, people mean what they say, people are who they say they are, people work hard, they get it how they live, and truth is just a value that people stand on where I come from. So y'all gotta understand that everybody was not raised. I want to say this carefully and with respect. Respectfully, everybody was not raised in the wild. Everybody was not raised in the gutter. Everybody was not raised in a place where you have to be hard. Everybody was not raised having to fight for their life, having to take what people say and try to figure out, like, is this the truth? you playing me right now? Like you trying to get me right now? Like everyone wasn't raised like that. So when you come from a place when words just mean what they are, there's not a double meaning. Actions just mean what they are. It really sucker punches you to be thrust into a situation where things are actually not as they seem at all. That people have ulterior motives for the things that they do, that people are not on the honor code that you're on. There is a naivete, right? And that's not something that people should be judged for, criticized for, made to feel like they're not intelligent because I don't know if you know this or not, but people are born soft. It's your life circumstances that harden you, that make you a con artist and a crook and a criminal and all that. That's life circumstances that make you that way. If you haven't necessarily gone through the life circumstances that might shape someone into that type of person, then no, you're actually not out here in the world looking for traps, looking for snares, looking to see if somebody's trying to get you, looking to see if somebody's trying to take advantage of you. You're giving freely, you're loving openly, you're sharing generously because that's all you know. And then you run into people who are wolves in sheep's clothing and you're like, oh, you know, what's good? Like, I'm gonna treat you like I treat everybody else. And you realize that you don't realize until it's too late that this is one of the people, you don't even need to protect yourself from these type of people. You just don't need to fool with them. You don't need to even keep their company, you know, because keeping their company is going to turn you into a wolf and turn you into a shark and turn you into a crook too, trying to spare yourself while dealing with them. Just don't deal with them at all. But you don't know this until you get there. So again, not ignoring red flags, simply ignorant to the danger that you are putting yourself in because you are not accustomed to swimming in these waters. All that said, of course, there does come a point in everyone's life, right? We have to analyze our patterns. We have to analyze our choices. We have to analyze the outcomes of our choices. And we do have to make the conscious decision to not continue to repeat these things, right? Like for me, I've been to this rodeo a few times. So as I move forward, at a certain point, it is literal insanity to be like, I'm going to find this. I'm going to go after the same kind of guy, have the same kind of situation. And I just know things will be different this time. Absolutely not. Like, definitely get smarter, definitely get wiser. Like, when you know, you know. Sometimes some people learn through the lessons of others. Some people have to learn the hard way. Like, I've been burned, honey. So now I'm like, I'm not super interested in playing with fire. Thanks, though. But we don't want to, even as people who have been through it, actually, whether you've been through it or not, or whether you were just always the smart girl, always the tough girl, always the girl who was up on game, we're not going to take that as an opportunity to look down on and to shame other people who are not in that place yet. Because again, the same way that somebody has to experience like abandonment, trauma, pain, abuse, whatever, to become someone who is a victimizer, someone has to also experience trauma, pain, abuse to think there's someone who is deserving of being a victim over and over and over again. So what we should be doing is really encouraging everyone to heal, lifting people up, showing them who they are for real, showing them the person that God made them to be, showing them the person they are inside, and hopefully inspiring them to tap into that person, not making them feel bad about where they are right now. That's the part that makes me mad. That's the part that makes me mad. If you're gonna be a big sis, like you can't look out for somebody and be trying to sun them at the same time. If you want to teach somebody something, love them. If you want to teach somebody something, show them someone who's honest. Show them someone who has integrity. Show them someone who's authentic. Show them a woman, yourself, who has boundaries, who has learned them easily or learned them the hard way, but who has them and how to exercise them. But don't try to shame that person, because all that makes them do is go run and hide, not improve. They're not going to improve. They're not going to do better because you made them feel bad. They'll feel bad on their own. Love them, nourish them, nurture them, show them a better way. But judge them, that's lame. That's whack. And also, don't participate. Don't participate in the system. If you're a woman, be a girl's girl. Be a girl's girl. Don't be out here telling these girls that they're stupid, that, oh gosh, and please, don't be out here telling these girls like, that's just how all men act. That's just what men do. No, it's not. That's what hurt boys do. That is not what men do. Men stand up. Men lead. Men protect. Men nurture. Men provide infrastructure. Men provide safety. Men provide comfort. Men provide knowledge. Okay? Men provide muscle. Men provide, period. So saying that they are doing all of this stupid stuff, no. We're not repeating that. We're not repeating that anymore. If you're dealing with a person who's doing all of that, that's not a man. Unfortunately, he has some work to do on his journey. We're not even going to bash him because, again, he's only a victimizer because at one point he was a victim, and you have to internalize that mess to survive it. Okay? He's in survival mode, and that's his journey. You don't have to participate in it. We're not even going to talk bad about him, though. Let him go in peace, send a prayer, and you keep your distance, sis. Keep your distance. But yeah, we're encouraging each other. We're pushing each other along. We're lifting each other up. We're holding hands. We're singing Kumbaya around here. That's what we're doing. So we're going to encourage each other. Also, your homeboys, your homegirls, your friends, your family, your cousins, your uncles, your aunts, talk to them. Hold them accountable. When you see your boy doing some stuff that's crazy, don't just be like, oh, that's my dog. No, that's not right. That's not right, fam. Let's do better. We're rising. You see your girl doing some stuff that's crazy, don't egg her on. Sis, I know that you're having a good time here, and I know that crashing out is really helping you in the moment, but we're definitely becoming toxic here, and I need you to find some better coping mechanisms. Would you like me to refer you to a therapist? Perhaps you need to pick up working out to get some of this aggression out, because you taking it out on your man, not cool. You know what I'm saying? We have to stand in the gap for each other like that. And also, if you have kids, like, raise them up right. Stop teaching these girls that being mean is a sign of affection, because it's not. It's a sign of emotional unavailability, and you don't want to be partnered with that type of person. And if you have these boys who are out here being crazy, stop letting the boys be boys. Talking about boys will be boys. Boys will be whatever you expect them to be. If you expect them to be kind and chivalrous, yeah, they're going to be wild, because children are wild. People are wild. We're supposed to be wild. But wild also includes giving. Wild also includes respect for everyone and everything else that's around you. Wild also includes boundaries. Wild also includes limits. Wild also includes kindness. Wild also includes nourishment. So let your boys be wild, but expecting them to only have the lesser qualities is not only doing them a disservice, it's also doing a disservice to all the people who have to interact with them. So that's all I got. That's all I got today. I had to get that off my chest. I really didn't come as hard as I thought I was going to come. Like, I started talking, and I think I talked myself off the ledge. I talked myself down. So I'm feeling good about this one. But let me know if you have ignored red flags, or if you have gone through the same relationships over and over and over. When did you realize that the problem is me? The problem is me. And if you're somebody who's out there especially if you're a woman. If you're somebody who's out there victim blaming and victim shaming and essentially telling people that they're stupid for continuing to end up in abusive relationships, you need to stop being a sucker. That's it.